So meet Amanda Knox. I believe she was falsely accused of killing someone. Let's see what her face tells us and how she feels about that entire event. There are 9 face shapes. She's a classic king face. King faces are natural leaders, see both sides of the issue, very, very fair. But life's real black and white. They like order in their kingdom. The only gray in her life is in her closet. The next thing we like to look at is the right and left eye. The right eye, again, is what we show to the world. It's our public persona, it's our mother's influence. The left eye is our true inner private self. If we cover up that left eye and look at that right eye, this gal's focused. She's just laser focused. Now, reverse that. We cover up the right and look at the left. There's sadness, and it's pretty pronounced. Does that sadness have to do with a male? Possibly. Hard to know. Don't know her history beyond the fact that she was falsely accused and I guess was allowed to out of jail. Next thing I like to look at is the eyebrows. If we notice the eyebrows, they're low set. This indicates a willingness to help others, that she's very approachable, but the right eyebrow is coming on a strong slant. This indicates a very critical nature. She either had a very critical mother or she was very critical of herself. Very common for king faces to be critical of themselves because they like such perfect order in their kingdom. Upper eyelid, there's some puffiness, definitely greater on the left side. And that puffiness is about gallbladder function. Again, health-wise, if she's got digestive issues, we'd want to look at gallbladder as a possible cause. But in this case, the emotion of the gallbladder is anger, and this is internalized anger. Women lose their gallbladder 8-to-1 ratio. Eyes, one thing about the eyes that jumped at me, the pupils are on level. Now, this is a sign there's some inflammatory situation in the brain or a traumatic brain injury. Did she have a concussion? I don't know, but I believe there's a thing that I would refer to as an emotional concussion. I believe you can injure your brain emotionally with the same intensity as if you slammed your head on the concrete. I don't think being falsely accused and then ending up spending some time in prison would be beneficial to the brain. And so I'm banking on there's probably a bit of an emotional concussion. Cheeks jump out. Cheeks are about confidence. Very confident young lady. There's a roundness to them, which means she's very sensitive, very loving, very confident. But notice there's some lines back here. When we see lines in the cheek, that means there's a deficiency. This is always an emotional issue. There certainly can be some issues like lung problems, asthma, that type of thing. But the emotion of a deficient lung is despair. Depression is, I'm depressed and this is the reason why. I'm sure she went through some depression over this thing, but there's also some hopelessness. When you have hopelessness, it's depression 10x, and there's definitely been some despair here. She's also got these wonderful deep creases right here that are called nasal labial lines. In my world, we refer to them as fa-ling, F-A-L-I-N-G. Fa-ling means purpose and spiritual strength. She's actually found her purpose. She's living her purpose. She has immense spiritual strength. Lips, very straight line between her lips. That's the sign of a straight talker. So I feel bad for her that she was falsely accused and ended up spending some time in prison, but at least she's out. And with her king face, she will move forward in this world. She's got great depth of character, great depth of spiritual strength. She's going to do just fine in the rest of her life. We're asked over and over and over again, can you read my face? The answer is yes. Matter of fact, I'd love to read your face. All you got to do is go to WTFWhyTheFace.com. Now, there's several options there. It's not a costly thing to do. First option is I can simply give you a written report. It'll be 7-8 pages long. I will read your face. I will go over psychological aspects, traits that are positive, traits that are negative, also some health issues. That is one fee. The second option is you'll also get a 7-8 page written report. Plus, I will physically call you. Questions will come up. I usually spend 30 to 60 minutes on the phone with you. Obviously, it's a little higher price because it's going to be more time involved. But a lot of questions will come up and you'll say, okay, I got that, but what does that really mean? And I can kind of explain a little more in depth. The third option is, again, 7 to 8 pages. I'll call you. But we can also discuss some options. If there's some things that you're concerned with, we can kind of point you in a direction. I can't physically treat you, but I can certainly make some suggestions when you talk to your own doctor. Pay attention to this or whatever it might be. So if you're interested, please upload your faces and we will be happy to read them for you. Would love to do it.